Most embarrassing
a
moment.
youth camp, church, and I had this one pair of shoes which I used for all sports. Sakabuchi was, a nice, Nike shoe, and very nice shoe, but yanga famba. So it was, rainy season, and wakafamba pane mvura yaipinda mukati. So I remember I went to a church conference, and youth church conference, and the pastor, touched me, and he said, you know what, those who want to give their lives to the Lord, please umberi. And I remember what I had done ku Glenora, right opposite my house, there was a pane mudara aigadzira boots, and underneath my shoe yanga yakasonerwa tire kuti posi yanga yakupinda mvura, the sole, so pasi pambaboka underneath. Right. And yanga yasonerwa this rubber underneath. So I knew what my shoe was like underneath. Pano pakaindona nchifamba, people didn't know what underneath was like. And taenda ku church camp, ndaenda kumberi. Usually wakaenda ku church on a Sunday, those who want to give their lives to the Lord, come to the front, raise your hands. But this particular pastor was a guest pastor. He asked us to kneel down.
Oh, normally you wouldn't be kneeling.
We wouldn't kneel down. So ndaenda pamberi, ndavanda chonjomara, and then the youth pastor came and said, George, you said kneel down. Then when I knelt down, everybody, so imagine the whole youth saw what was underneath my shoe. And I remember I was mocked, I was laughed at, I was, iwe boots yako Nike Dunlop chiko, boots yako inenge ine matrades pasi, I was so laughed at so much that
oh my gosh.
Trust you me, it nakabatikana. But I can tell you that ever since that particular event, it made me become very shungufu in life, to say, you know what, I have to be able to do the most to be able to get a certain standard of life.
Yeah.
And makona vanhu vakutenga boots dzakawanda, vakuita zvinhu zvakadai, you do not understand the experience that somebody went through, even the hard work ethic that somebody goes through. So there's some things in life that people will laugh at you about, but we need to use those things as motivation and encouragement, so that we can become better versions of ourselves.
Yeah.
So for me, that was an embarrassing moment, but looking back, that was one thing that really, people mocked, laughed at me, this, that, and the other. But trust you me, I used that, that mocking, and ever since, whenever I want to do something and people laugh at me, it actually gives me fuel to prove them wrong. So if people say certain things to you, it won't work out, what? Make sure you do something to prove all those people who said the most about you, laughed at you, ridiculed you, told you won't make it, you are too young, you are not educated enough, too many people are doing it, etc. Make sure you don't listen to the naysayers, the people who are just there to blow out that candle that is a light. So for me, that was the most embarrassing moment I had, but I can guarantee you that that was an event which motivated me to say, you know what, I don't ever want to be seen in such a situation again. And ultimately, it's led us to where we are today.
That was a serious push factor. That was a really strong push factor. A lot of push factors have pushed people into hustling.